I want to talk about protein. So you've mentioned it quite
Yeah.
a lot. A, a lot of people struggle to hit it, especially women.
hmm
Um, what are your tips to sneak them in there?
I do. If you can do dairy, like I do love cottage cheese. I think it's an easy sneak in because you can make dressings with it. I mean, you can just, if you mix it with some Greek yogurt and a little protein powder, it tastes like cheesecake. I mean, I do love cottage cheese. I know it's not everybody's thing. Um, but for me, I'm like a lot of girls where I don't love meat. I don't crave it. And I think that's where when I was younger, like I would eat like zero protein until it was dinner. Like chicken was a dinner food. Like I didn't eat protein at breakfast or lunch.
Mm.
Um, and so I just don't crave it. I'll even sometimes I chew chicken and I have to spit it out. Like I just am not, but I mean, I eat protein and I eat meat because it makes me feel good and I know I need protein, but it's just not my favorite. So I'm like, I can eat eggs once a day. I love eggs and I feel great when I eat eggs. And I do like usually two or three eggs and then I add egg whites too, just to get a higher amount of protein to calorie ratio or whatever. But I'll eat meat at a meal, I'll eat eggs at a meal, but that third meal, I do love a high protein. I mean, a high quality protein powder, like a supplement. It's just, like I said, my smoothie, like one meal a day, I do use a supplement. And that's why fast forward, I came out with my own because I wanted it third party tested and I wanted to pick the ingredients because there's so many out there and I just wasn't sure since I was giving it to my family daily. I'm eating it daily. It made me nervous. But there's a bunch of high quality ones out there now. But that a protein powder does really help me hit my goal daily for sure.
So what are you trying to hit every day? Like how much?
I mean, 100 grams would be my minimum, but I mean, if I'm having a hungry day, it's like 180 probably.
Yeah, people
I
think
kind
that's
of flex
impossible.
those.
Like I posted a reel that went quite big, and I recommended that this lady have 160 grams of protein, and people are like 160. Like it was like mostly women commenting because it was a video of like of a lady's diet. How do you get 160? Like I can only get 50, or like on a good day I'll get 100. So I guess that's why I wanted to get your input because once again, if you talk to fitness people, that's just
Right.
that's just another it's just another day. A walk in the park, 150 grams of protein, no sweat.
hmm
But if your cupboard and your mindset isn't armed with what to look out for, it's actually, it is quite hard. Like if you're having granola for breakfast with like some almond milk, like there's no protein in it, and then lunch you just have a
Yeah.
random sandwich, there might be 10 grams of protein in there. You get to dinner, you've had 15, 20 grams. You're not going to have 80 grams of protein for dinner. Like
No.
no matter how much you love to eat meat. So yeah, protein shake is a big one. What are ways that you use it? Because some people just aren't into smoothies. Or how would you make a
Mhm.
smoothie taste better so that they can have protein powder?
Yeah, for sure. Also, that front loading, like you said, because you can't have 80 grams protein at dinner or whatever. I think really making protein a party at breakfast kind of makes it happen. I don't, you have to just that front load because it's the most important. Like front load that protein and fiber. And I think that sets the tone for the day. But yeah, you just kind of have to know those secret hacks. Now, if you don't love a smoothie, like my smoothies are full meal smoothies. So I mean, of course, you have to like the protein powder to like the smoothie because no matter what you put in the smoothie, it's going to taste like the protein powder you choose.
Mm,
So I think a lot of the times with the plant based ones, they're a little chalky. So if you can do like a grass fed whey is going to taste the best. I mean,
way better.
yeah, I like whey isolate because it's lactose free too. Like I just think it's easy to digest. I love whey isolate. But yeah, so I think just really making sure you love the protein powder, like you think it tastes good, will make whatever taste good. But you can also just mix it with plain Greek yogurt in a pinch. I mean, like I said, you can mix it with cottage cheese. I know that sounds gross, but it tastes like a dessert. So like if you just want a sandwich, you could do a serving of protein powder and half a cup of yogurt or something like that, and then boom, your dessert has like 40 grams of protein. And so
Yeah.
it's fine that you had it with the sandwich. Like I think just thinking where can you like think of like abundance, like where can I add it instead of taking food away. And protein's so filling. I mean, if you make protein first, like do protein first, I feel like there's not a lot of room for all the other stuff and you can't overdo all the other things. But I'm trying to think of other ways. Of course, I do add like bone broth in a lot of my soup recipes. I know that's a collagen, so it's not like a complete muscle building protein. But
It
that's a
still adds
great
to your
way.
daily total.
Yeah, it still adds, like I was saying, that loaded baked potato soup. I mean, I add, there's chicken in it, and there's not usually chicken in potato soup, but I do bone broth and chicken, and it's like 1 cup, 30 grams protein, and like under 200 calories. So I feel like, I tried it. That's why that's why I love making more recipes because I'm like, if you just, not to just boost my my website. But if you don't like to cook, I mean, all my recipes are really high protein, just to simplify. Like if you just did that for dinner, I mean, there you go. You're gonna have a high protein dinner, no matter what. But yeah, the yogurt, cottage cheese, and you have to like the protein powder.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, you can make treats with it too. Like I have muffin and cookie recipes, and I mean, it's like a protein bar macro kind of thing. You have two muffins for under 200 calories, and it's like 20, 25 grams of protein. So that can be a great way to sneak it in there if you have time to prep. If you have 30 minutes on a Sunday to prep some muffins. But I think just being mindful and having a stocked fridge and having all your protein. Have a little game plan one day at a time what you're going to eat. I think that really helps.
Yeah, I think also it's better to make your own. Like I used to eat a lot of protein bars and stuff when I was first in the game, just because you think, oh, protein bar, I'm going to have lots of protein. You just see this big 45 grams of protein. You're like, of course, I'm going to buy that. But now these days, I think nutrition has kind of become more than calories and protein. So we're not just
Yeah.
looking at 45 grams of protein, because that bar that I used to have when I was younger, it was just like this random, low grade soy protein. It was just like, and then like a million
Hmm.
other things that I couldn't even understand, and numbers and blah, blah. And um, it just wasn't that good for you. It was
No.
45 grams of protein, but it didn't sit well with my tummy. I would just hit it
I was
because,
about to say, oh,
yeah,
you're a
because,
bloated mess and
yeah, yeah,
gassy.
yeah, 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 I was.
Yeah.
But I was just like, this is just part of the protein game. But it
Yeah.
wasn't. It was just a poor decision. And I just thought it was, convenient just to hit 45 grams of protein in this big chocolate bar that tastes like this protein bar that tasted like a chocolate bar. But with calories and macros and protein, like I was saying, I think that nutrition is kind of evolving. Like we're
Yeah.
having kind of different conversations about fiber. We're thinking more about the gut health, the gut microbiome. I'm personally consuming more things like fermented foods.
Hmm.
Uh, Personally, also because my wife is very into it as well. Like when you mentioned bone broth, she's very into it. She sneaks that into the kids' foods as well,
I love
which
it.
is which is really great for the kids.
Hmm.
Eggs, and then finding, like, we have grass-fed whey protein powder, and we
Hmm.
try to have grass-fed food and like organic eggs and all this kind of stuff. Where previously it wasn't about that. It was just like, just eat eggs, just and eat 10 eggs, or like just get your macros
Right.
in, and just like
Yeah.
just push it into the calories and macros, and then that'll get you jacked. But now we're
Right.
talking about health and longevity and having better conversations. What do you think the focus is kind of going to be, or like the next conversations around fitness are going to be with nutrition?
I think definitely fiber's the next big thing. I think fiber, it does make a difference. And I think there's a, I don't know if this is the case in Australia, but over here, I feel like there's a lot of young people getting colon cancer and dying. So I think a lot of this processed food, everybody's talking about fiber all of a sudden, and we're not eating enough fiber. And it really, the daily total, if you look at it, I mean, it's hard to hit. Like a huge salad might have 2 grams of fiber. I mean, if you're lucky, like a lot of veggies, you think, oh, I'm getting all this fiber in. It's really, they're not that high. Not that I'm saying not to eat veggies, but I do love like a fiber supplement. I actually use psyllium husk. It's one of my favorites. I cannot, like, my husband can mix it with water and chug it. Like it's pretty brutal, but I can put it in a smoothie and it's great. And that's like, I
And you
mean,
can't
that's where
even
it's
tell.
like those, no, like the overnight oats or notes. I mean, there's 20 grams of fiber and 40 grams of protein. I mean, you are full for you are feeling good. And if I do that, I'm like, that's almost my whole day's worth of fiber in one meal. So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I do. Just to, check the box and hit my protein and fiber. But yeah, I think fiber for sure. And I hope the next big thing too is I hope people will, like I said earlier, pay attention to their body feedback more. Like I just feel like we're not like empowered enough to ourselves. Like I feel like so many people are always like looking for the next thing and like, oh, I'll follow this person's plan because that worked for them, or I'm gonna try carnivore, like always trying something new. And the problem at the end of the day is like you like pay attention to your own body feedback because it's always individual. Like how do you feel after you eat that? Were you full for 3 hours or were you starving in 1 hour? Or, are you still thinking about food all the time? Are you bloated? Are you going to the bathroom every day? Are you exhausted at workouts? How's your energy at 4 o'clock? Like, are you struggle bus? You might not be eating enough at breakfast, or what's your lunch? So I just think always tweaking. I mean, you might need to tweak the amount of caffeine you have, or anyway, I just love like people learning like their body's language, like how to listen to that. And I think it's very powerful. I'm 45. So perimenopause, all the things, I feel like that's changing. And I think things I used to do, I used to fast longer. I still fast 12 hours overnight, but like, it just depends on the day. But I think, so many people are like, I fast 16 hours every day and they've done this for years. And it's all of a sudden it's like, how's that working for you now? It's like everybody, some people love it and thrive and they're not hungry till noon. And then some people need an early dinner or something, so I just feel like always be like open to like what your body's telling you and always open to tweak accordingly and just pay attention to your body feedback. And it's really empowering to know that you're the one that can change things if you want to.